Everyone thinks the way to rank up in Rocket League is the same in 2025 as it was back in 2021 when nobody was mechanical. Back then, the method was to get better mechanically to set yourself ahead of everyone else. But nowadays, if you're above the rank of Champ 2 and can't at least double flip reset, you're known as that unmechanical player. If you stick around until the end of this video, you'll know the stuff that nobody talks about, and it will separate you from your competition, and you'll actually be able to get to your dream rank. And the reason I know this stuff personally is because I've been SSL for 14 consecutive seasons straight, and I even have a peak of #1 in the world in 1v1. So trust me when I say I know a thing or two about Rocket League. In this video, I'm going to step by step break down all of the hidden stuff that nobody talks about. And no, it's not gonna be generic garbage like just go sit in free play, bro. Okay, to start this video out, truth number 1, mechanics alone do not climb ranks. Everybody, most players in Rocket League think, like I was talking about in the intro, that mechanics are the secret to ranking up, right? Like, oh, once I can learn this flip reset, or once I can learn this aerial, or once I can do this, then I'll have this outcome, which is true to an extent, right? Like if you can't shoot, basic open nets, or you can't save basic balls and you can't do basic aerials, then yes, learning a new mechanic will give you that outcome you're looking for. But most times, if it's flashy mechanics you're thinking about, like flip resets, wall dashes, mac toughs, psychos, the list goes on, oftentimes learning that won't actually help you, and learning mechanics alone will not climb ranks. What actually will climb ranks is learning game sense. So instead of spending your time trying to figure out how to do the next new mechanic, like the whatever, I don't even know, just instead of trying to learn the next new mechanic, just spend that time learning game sense. That way you can actually improve. Truth number 2, gold through plat and even diamond is full of mix-ups, right? You'll have completely different players. You'll have gold players that try to be super flashy and trying to do aerial mechanics, even though obviously it's not working because they're in gold. Then you'll have other gold players that try to do shots. And the way to actually get out of these ranks is to just pick one thing and stay insanely consistent with it, right? So if you want to get out of gold or plat, pick a mechanic, right? Maybe it's shooting, maybe it's aerialing, maybe it's flicking, maybe it's dribbling, whatever it is. Pick one mechanic and stick with that and get so insanely good at that mechanic, it would be unrealistic for you not to score using this mechanic, right? So if you want to practice a mechanic, learn to shoot and get so incredibly good at shooting that no way a gold can save your shots, and then you'll rank up just by doing that one mechanic. Truth number 3, fundamentals trump flash. And I touched a bit on this in the first truth and in the intro, however you look at it. I touched a bit on this, but a lot of people, right, and again, I'll keep saying this to kind of drill it into your brain, but so many people think that knowing the mechanics is going to do all the work for you. If you do the fundamentals really consistently, it will be better than someone doing a mechanic, 1 out of every 10 or 20 tries, right? We all know that player who sits in free play all day and then they can hit a flip reset 1 out of every 10 tries, or they can hit, a really nice shot so rarely and so inconsistently. And then when they go into ranked, for one, they don't even have the time to do it because most balls aren't uncontested, for one, and for two, even if the ball was uncontested, they're not consistent with the mechanic anyway. So if you can consistently learn the fundamentals, like flicking, shooting, aerialing, whatever I said earlier, then using those fundamentals will take you so much further than someone who can barely do a flip reset. Truth number 4, ones is the quickest way to improve. Now, when I say this, it's the quickest way to improve when you're under the rank of like Grand Champ 2. Because if you're Grand Champ 3 in 1v1, you're just going to be versing high SSLs. And if you're at that point anyways, you probably already know what ones teaches you, which is space, which is timing, which is boost management. But if you're anything below Grand Champ 2, you should be playing ones every single time you get on the game. Maybe not before your first ranked games, but you should make it a mission to at least play 5 ones games every single day you're playing the game. And this is because, like I was saying, ones teaches you spacing, ones teaches you boost management, ones teaches you mechanics, ones gives you more time on the ball, ones teaches you how to defend, ones teaches you shadow defense, ones teaches you recoveries, ones teaches you literally everything, right? And the reason I say not to do it once you're Grand Champ 2 is because once you get to that point, you already know all the stuff, right? So there's no point in, keep playing ones unless you just want to rank up in ones, which is completely fine. But I mean, in the context of improving, ones is the best way to improve, and it's the most efficient way to improve in the lower ranks. Truth number 5, wins matter more than personal stats. I couldn't tell you how many people we coach that play the game to rank up. And on the surface level, that sounds pretty good, right? Like, of course you want to rank up, but that's horrible, because if you play just to rank up, you limit yourself on how you can improve. For example, if you play 100 ranked games and you win every single game and you destroy the opponents completely, you're just way better than all of them. For those 100 games, in my opinion, you didn't improve at all. You didn't learn anything. You just destroyed the opponents. It would be like a Grand Champ playing with a Plat and beating them over and over again, right? That's analogy A, is if we're winning over and over and over again and we don't, lose, we're not really improving. On the flip side, if you lose 100 games in a row, right, but you learn something every single game, in my opinion, you are improving 100x, infinitely x actually, more than you would winning over and over and over again. So wins don't really matter. Stats don't really matter. The only thing that actually matters is trying to improve as much as you possibly can in as little time as possible. Truth number 7, tilt destroys progress, not skills. What I mean by that is, and this is kind of branching off of my last point, but if you're getting tilted in Rocket League because you're not ranking up, or because your teammate sucks, or whatever the reason may be aside from your actual skill, you're not improving from that tilt. All you're doing is causing mental fatigue. You're making you want to play the game less. There's really just no pros to tilting, and of course that's easier said than done. I'm pretty sure every Rocket League player has tilted at one point, but it's just like tilting is something that's the number one thing we want to avoid, right? And if you can help it, just try to think of the game as improvement. Don't think of it as rank, because then you'll get tilted easier if you don't get that rank, even if what you did had nothing to do with losing or winning, right? If you lose a game because your teammate missed 3 open nets and 3 saves and had 10 points, people will get tilted at that, saying, I'm so mad, my teammates are garbage, whatever. But the reality is that we're not playing to win, we're playing to improve, like I said earlier. So it doesn't really matter how our teammate plays. The only thing that matters is how we play and how we can actually improve. Truth number 8, free play needs structure. And a lot of people aren't gonna like this one because this is the most common one on the list. But most people, when they go into free play, sometimes they're either listening to music, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, just moving their car around. Maybe they're just doing stuff they won't do in ranked. And just to paint another hypothetical, let's say you're someone who is an extremely ground-based player in-game. Like when you actually play ranked, you're someone who shoots a lot, you're someone who flicks the ball a lot, you're someone who dribbles a lot. And then when you go into free play, you're just practicing like, aerials, air dribbles, flip resets, double taps, stuff that you don't actually do in ranked. It's essentially useless to go in free play at that point because you're not practicing what you would actually be doing in game. That's why I really recommend at least watching your replays and seeing where you struggle with and building a routine off of that. If you don't want to do that, you can always hire a coach, but I never say you need a coach to rank up, even though it's kind of what we do here. It's a luxury, right? Like you don't need coaching. It just helps you improve quicker and it saves you a lot of time. Truth number 9, play smarter, not just flashier. A lot of people think that being fast is being better, and I don't really know how this myth got spread around. Being faster, if you're not actually a fast player, all you're gonna do is make those same mistakes faster than you would. Being faster doesn't really matter. It's about thinking faster, like making the right decisions quicker than you would normally. Maybe that's true, but just playing faster, for some reason, everyone thinks that that's what makes you a good player. At that point, you're just a ball chaser, and not the good kind of ball chaser like Zen. Like, you're just going after the ball over and over, and you're not really making the right decisions, and then you're just going to lose games. So instead of playing flashier, make the right 50s, right? Play well around your teammates, have good boost management, have good defense, have good, positioning on offense and defense, right? Play smarter instead of flashier. Truth number 10, copy slightly better players, right? And I'm not saying to just copy someone else's play style, because every person has their own way of playing and their own ideas and their own ideologies and their own preferences and, whatever it may be. But if you're someone who likes to go in the air a lot, it's in your best interest to watch someone, like a pro, like maybe AJ, Zen, whoever you want to watch a pro that goes in the air a lot and try to do what they do in the air, because they're the best air players in the world. So if you copy what they're doing in specific little things, sometimes you can take little pieces from different players, right? If you want to improve in the air, watch a really good player in the air. If you want to improve on the ground, maybe watch a little bit of a ground player. If you want to improve in rotation, watch someone that's really smart, like Monkey Moon for the rotations, maybe, Zen for the air. And I don't really know too many players that are really good grounded, but I'm sure you could find one. But you just take little pieces from everyone and try to create that perfect play style. That's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down below what you thought of this video. And you can also join my Discord server linked in description to, have access to the community. And then you can also apply for the coaching over there. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.